Hey, it's Rob. I'm back. We're going to do another Offsec Proving Grounds practice machine. This time we're doing a machine called Peppo. It is a Linux box rated as hard. It wasn't too bad. I didn't think so. It took me a while to figure out a couple of portions of this. The first part was the initial foothold, and then when you do get your initial foothold, you're in a restricted bash shell, and those are always a pain in the butt. But without further ado, you can see I am on Offsec's VPN, and I do have Peppo spun up, and here's the IP address. The first thing that we did was we ran an mmap scan, service version detection, T4 aggressive on all ports, and what came back was 22. And this is kind of weird. It's got these auth owners. You don't see that very often. There's DNS, it looks like, some kind of FreeBSD identity D service. 5432 is running PostgreSQL. 8080 is running something on HTTP. It looks like Redmine. There are some robots.txt entries. And then this 10,000 is also a little strange. It says SNET sensor management, and it says auth owners Eleanor. So we have a potential username already in Eleanor. Now, this was a little strange, and just, I didn't really know where to start. So what I did first was I went to the 8080, and it's this Redmine. Now, I have no idea what this is. It looks like some kind of project software. If you click on the sign-in button, it takes you to a sign-in box. And as I always do, I tried admin, click login. It says your password is expired or the administrator requires you to change it. So we're going to say the current password is admin, and we're going to make the new one password. And then we're going to make it password as a confirmation. We're going to click apply, not now, and we're in. The problem is I really didn't know what this would get us. It looks like we can get the version if we go to help. Yeah. It looks like, I didn't really know how to take advantage of this. So what I decided to do was to focus on the Eleanor user account. And what I ultimately tried to do was to see if I could brute force SSH. And in fact, I was able to. If you look, what we used was Hydra. F means stop as soon as you get a match. L means we're using a username. If it would be a capital L if we were using a list. Capital P is the list that we're using. I did the ZatoNet 10 million passwords, top 10,000. And the service we're attacking is SSH. And it took quite a while. And it's kind of ridiculous. But the SSH password for Eleanor is Eleanor. Okay? So let's open up a terminal and we'll SSH as Eleanor, and I think the IP address has changed, 191.60. We're going to say yes. We may get an error here. I don't know because this might be a known host, but we'll see. Eleanor is the password, and we're in. So we got Eleanor at Peppo. So I guess the first thing that we'll do is we'll try and upgrade our path. Upgrade our shell. And then this is where you'll figure out that you're in a kind of a restricted shell. So rbash. As soon as you see this rbash, you're like, oh, geez, I hate when they do this. Now, there's a few ways that you could try and defeat rbash. Couple of the ways are this. Like if you're... I have some good notes on this, actually. Let me just see if I can find them. Here we go. So say, for example, you're in a restricted bash shell. That's what rbash stands for. There are a couple of things you can try. And I'm just going to paste them here. I'm not actually going to do them. One is you can SSH, and this is just using the username and then the host. And then if there was a separate port, you could do the tact bin shell. That didn't work here. I tried it. And then sometimes it won't allow slashes. What you can do is you can do this. TomDC2, the port, and then T, just SH. That didn't work either. And then sometimes you can force it to not use a profile. which this command will do. This did not work either. So I had Eleanor at the IP address. Normally you don't have to worry about the port. And then the tac-t bin bash no profile did not work. So I guess the first mission you need to do is figure out what commands work. So ls works. Can we do an lsail? We can. Can we cat the local.txt? Cat command not found. I mean, come on. So there's a bin directory here. So let's do an ls. We know ls works, so let's do an ls home Eleanor bin. And we see these commands there. So let's do that again, but let's do an AIL. See what we got going on here. So it looks like we can do ED, which I'm not even really that familiar with. LS, move, ping, sleep, and touch. Chone and Chmod are also in play as well. Now, the first thing I did was I went to GTFO bins and I took a look at all of these binaries, and the one that popped up was ED. It says here, this is exactly what we're looking for. We're looking to break out of a restricted environment by spawning an interactive shell. So apparently, if you just type ED and then you do bang /bin bash, we should be able to break out of this restricted shell. Now, that's not going to solve our problem completely, but it'll get us halfway there. So theoretically, we should be able to run this ED command, right? Okay. And then we should be able to just type, and we'll see what happens. All right. Now, let's see if we can cat the local.txt. Now it says bash, but it's still, so we're out of our bash. So we've made some progress here, but it still says cat command not found. So let's try user bin cat local.txt. Okay, no user bin cat, so let's see if it's in bin. Okay, so we just need to fix our path. So here's the user flag, okay? The way you fix your path, and you should basically have this in your notes. If we do this, if we go echo, I hope echo, I can even echo, let's see, echo path. It just says our path is home Eleanor bin. Well, we need more than that in our path, right? So what you should do is this. Export path, and then this is what a typical Unix environment looks like. This is just one that I got off the internet that I use on a regular basis. So export your path, which is your current path, and add this to it. Okay, so we're going to hit enter, and now if we cat local.txt, it should work, and it does. So now our path is fixed. So if we echo path, we're good. So you should always have that in your notes as well to help you break out of restricted environments or restricted shells. Okay. So now I think what we need to do is normal Linux enumeration. Let's see if we can clear the screen. We can. So let's do history. Guarantee it's just going to be mine. Whoops. I can't even type today. Sorry. History. It's really just mine. If we do sudo tac-l, Eleanor's password is Eleanor. Sorry, Eleanor may not run sudo on Peppo. Okay, well, the next thing we got to figure out then is if there's any binaries with the suid set. Copy, paste clipboard. Okay, that's interesting. Well, let's see what groups we're in. ID. We are in a Docker group. That's good news. That means typically we can run Docker execute or the Docker command. How can we take advantage of that? So let's go back to our favorite website, Docker. It can be. We could have actually broken out of a restricted shell with this too. I wonder if we could have just skipped the ED. Maybe we could have, but it can be used to break out of restricted environments by spawning an interactive system shell. This is resulting in a root shell. Okay, obviously we need to know if there's any image. This is referencing an image, so we need to figure out if there's any images or Docker containers running. Let's clear the screen. And we should be able to just run Docker PS. Okay, so Postgres and Redmine are, which is that application that we figured out the admin let us change the password to admin password. So that's our image name, so we can do that. I'm trying to think, is there another way? I think there's another way you can list containers. You could also, let's see if we can do PS aux. I'm just trying to show you alternative ways to do this in case, like for example, Docker PS is an example, isn't available. And then we could just grep Docker. Yeah, looks like container D, Moby. This doesn't really help though, because it just gives you some container IDs. I mean, I guess I guess that would be helpful. I wonder if you could use the image. But Docker PS in this case gets us exactly what we need, which is a container name. So we just got to use we could use Redmine or Postgres. I'm going to use Redmine. So it looks like we can basically copy this command and then change this to Redmine. And we should get a root shell according to GTFO bins. Let's see what happens. And we do. Wow. Okay. So just to make things a little more interesting here, bin. We definitely don't have a TTY shell here. Bin bash. And I just keep typing it wrong. Bin bash tac I. Okay. Let's fix this so maybe we can. All right, ls ail. I wonder if this is not a Docker container apparently. At least it doesn't look like it. So let us cd to root, do an ls, and cat proof.txt. And there's the flag. So the way we took advantage of this machine was we ran an mmap scan. A bunch of ports were open. We decided to start at 8080, and it was running this Redmine. Didn't really know what that was. Tried admin. It allowed me to change the password for admin, so I had admin access to this application. Didn't really know what to do with that. Was going to start to look for some exploits. But noticed in the nmap scan it was given this auth owner, and they gave us a username. So what I did was I tried Hydra on SSH with user Eleanor, and it turns out her username password is Eleanor. So we logged in via SSH. We were in a restricted bash environment. So we did some investigation, found out we could run the ed command. So we ran the ed command and then spawned another bin bash shell, which took us out of the restricted environment, but our path was still jacked up. So we fixed our path. And then we did some normal Linux enumeration. And ultimately, we figured out that we were in the Docker group, which gives us the ability to run the Docker executable. Went to the GTFO bin site again for Docker in the shell and saw that we could run Docker execute against a running container and break out of a bash shell and get a root shell. So we did Docker PS to see if there were any running containers, saw that Redmine was a container, and followed the instructions on GTFO bins using Docker execute and got a root shell and was able to cat out the root flag. So I hope you found this video useful. I hope you learned something. If I used any links, they'll be in the description below. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, just want to say hi, drop a comment. Love to chat with you. Check out our Discord server. All the information is on our YouTube page. If you have any questions, it's a great place to come and ask questions. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.